Every story has a beginning. Before the gates of Troy, in a certain house at Ithaca, upon the road to Thebes. But no matter where it starts, every story has its hero. As often as not, a young man on a journey from innocence to experience.
Morse.
Might I have a moment?
It's about this evening, Master. I believe I've made my views clear.
Alistair, I do understand how upsetting all this must be.
I know you're angry, baby. I'm gonna make it up to you. Gonna make it up to you soon. I know you're angry, baby, but I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna make it up to you soon. Oh, yes, I won't dance for anyone. I won't dance for you. I wouldn't sing for anything. I would sing for you. I won't kill for anyone. I would kill for you. Tell me where to lie, tell me what to say, tell me what to do. It is all for you. You can break my bones. You're the song I sing between clenched teeth, 'cause I wouldn't dance for anyone, but I would dance for you.
Right. Booth Hill.
I would sing for you. I wouldn't die for
Morse.
Witnesses? Woman over the way heard a squeal of brakes. Time she got to the window, the car was gone.
When was this?
About half an hour since. Before 8. Nothing they could do. It's already gone by the time they got here. No identification. Have to wait on next of kin coming forward, I suppose.
How was he found?
Eh?
The body. Where was it?
Oh, up against the curb there. And that's what's done for him, according to the ambulance boys. Head's a terrible mess.
What about debris? Something like this, you'd expect there to be glass from a windscreen or headlamps.
Not always. Depends where it's caught him, how fast they were going. When it comes to traffic accidents, rhyme and reason are out the window, matey.
Boss,
Morning, sir.
passenger called a strike. I said we'd drop her at the bank. Come on, Jane, don't dawdle.
Morning.
Morning. Haven't seen you about for a while.
No. No, I've been on general duties.
Where's Peter then this morning?
Sergeant Jakes, he's got caught.
Don't give much away, do you?
I don't think I meant to, am I? Work, you know.
No, I know. Is he still with that Sandra?
Who? Jake?
Never mind.
All out a Navy cut with you will leave out to make do with ribbon. Never mind what?
Work. If you must know, I was asking about work. Only he's the same as you, he's like trying to get blood out of a stone.
Quite right. In any case, I wouldn't have thought you'd time to sit gassing. You can walk from here, can't you? Save us going round the one way.
Right, well, thanks for half a lift.
Nicely, please. You weren't picking up.
Morse?
Anything in last night?
A truck containing £10,000 worth of cigarettes was stolen from outside a transport stop on the Botley Road last night. We've been asked to be on the lookout.
Right, sir. Anything else?
Oh, actually, there was one other thing. Morse's results came back from the range. Sergeant's exam's coming up, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Next week.
Won't count towards his mark, of course, but the Chief Constable sets great store by such things.
No one come forward to claim him?
Not yet.
I've bagged his personal effects, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Just the usual. Specs, smokers, bits and bobs, keys, wallet. Somebody saw the accident, did they?
Heard. Why?
Case like this, I'd normally expect to find some injury to the lower limbs. Point of impact. The body's come into contact with the vehicle. Outside of the head injury, there's not a mark on him. Could have been a glancing blow, I suppose. Tossed him into the air. And the curb's done the rest.
Uniform brought it in about an hour ago. In the next street to that hit and run. Open.
Anything to say it's the victims?
Just essays, unmarked, on the tracking name. It's a tragedy by Sophocles. I took it the owner of the case must be a great don, so I rang around the colleges. The names on the essays matched certain undergrads at a Badley college being tutored by a Professor Coke Norris.
Might be his bag, doesn't mean to say he's the victim.
But there's no answer on his home number, and according to the porter, he hasn't turned in for work this morning.
What about the driver? The car that hit him must have been damaged.
Uniform are having a word with the local garages, but without a description of the vehicle involved.
All right, press on. Oh, the results came through from the range. Where do you learn to shoot like that?
The army, I suppose.
Thought you were in signals.
Mr. Bright's very keen in any event. Asked after your sergeant's exam next week. I told him you were on top of your fittings. You are, aren't you?
Well, I think so.
Think? You'd better be. Tell me you're treading water on general duties another 12 months.
Morning, sir. You're on this hit and run, aren't you? Woman at the front desk come in to report her husband missing, Mrs. Coke Norris.
You got it. And you tell him about the thing.
He was supposed to meet me, you see.
Where was this?
At the station, I've been visiting our daughter. Anyway, I waited, but
Mrs. Coke
he's
Norris.
also very good like that. If he says he's going to be somewhere, then he invariably is.
Mrs. Coke Norris, I'm afraid to say I may have some very bad news for you. Last night I was called to attend a road accident. We'll need you to make a formal identification, but I have strong reason to believe that the man who lost his life last night was your husband. Is there someone that we can notify? Your daughter, perhaps?
Ready or not, here I come.
Alistair was a much valued colleague, held in great affection by all who knew him.
Mrs. Coke Norris gave me to understand that he was due to attend a meeting here yesterday evening.
Yes, yes, indeed.
You weren't concerned when he didn't arrive?
No. I mean, it was just college business, general housekeeping. How's she taken it?
Oh, as well as to be expected. Were they married long, do you know?
20 years or so?
Happily.
Oh, yes, yes. There was the daughter, of course, Audrey. I imagine that kind of thing must put a strain on any marriage. There was an accident 5-6 years ago. Left her a cabbage. She's in a private hospital or clinic in London. They keep a flat there, I believe, so Millie can visit.
I'd like to take a look at Professor Coke Norris's rooms.
His rooms?
Unless you have any objection.
No. No, of course not. I just can't see what bearing his rooms might have on a traffic accident.
It's just a question of us being thorough in our inquiries, Master.
Something I can do for you?
DC Morse, City Police.
Oh. How do you do? Ian Kern. I'm a friend of Alistair's. I was. I lent him an old Baedeker's last year. Southern Italy. It had some sentimental value. I didn't want to get in.
No, don't let me stop you.
Thank you. This is just awful. Awful. Is there any news as to the driver?
Not yet, I'm afraid. What was he like?
Prickly. Generous. Kind. Mostly kind. I shall miss him.
What about Mrs. Coke Norris? What do you make to her?
Millicent likes a project. 2 years ago, we had starving Africans. Last year was the plight of the Red Indian.
And this?
You're looking at it, God help me. She thinks I need mothering. No outlet for the maternal instinct. But every other day, it's cakes or casseroles.
Some might pay good money to be cosseted like that.
Would they, though? I don't doubt she means well, but if that'd been for Alistair, I'd have told her where to get off.
Did he have any enemies that you can think of?
Enemies? Good heavens, no. Not enemies, I wouldn't have said.
What then?
Alibi and a Conchi in the last show. I mean, he did his bit on the ambulances, but some people still held it against him. Eureka! Well, unless there was anything else, I'll leave you to your,
Booth Hill? What makes you ask?
It's come up in connection with the case.
We've been reporting on it for about the last 18 months. With the Ox pens being cleared, the council needs new housing stock. Thanks, Bradley. The housing department's been in negotiations with Badley College to acquire Boot Hill.
Badley?
They own the land. Not been very popular with the Rural England Brigade, but most objections have been dealt with one way or another. A couple of tenant farmers have been encouraged to move on.
Strong-arm stuff?
I think anyone's prepared to talk of that.
Any idea where a Professor Coke Norris might fit into this?
None. Why? Who is he?
He was a classics don at Badley. Killed in a hit-and-run last night. He'd been reading your article on Booth Hill.
One or two new faces hanging about recently. London types. Only you didn't get that off me, right?
You or anything more on that, you let me know, right? Keep the change. Morse? Good man, Albert. Reliable.
10 bob a time. I expect he is.
Any copper's only as good as the intelligence he's got coming in. What did they teach you at Carshall?
I don't remember anything in Judge's rules about paying for information.
Got something new to think about then, haven't you? Maury, how's show business?
Our business like it, Mr. Thursday. Can I get a drink?
We're not stopping, thanks all the same. We just dropped by for a quick hello with Charlie, if he's about.
Charlie? No, he's...
Oh, we come all this way. What time's he due, then? See, I heard he decided to call time on the nightclub business. Word is, somebody gave him what for. Have I got that right?
He's, signed the place over to me. I'm running it now.
You're pulling my leg. I wouldn't leave you to run a whelk stall.
20 guards, would you, Sasha?
Straight. God's my judge.
Yeah, but he's not, though, is he? So what do you know about this lorry load of snout knocked off last night?
Is there something you want?
I don't know nothing about that. Don't kid a kidder, Maury. You're a front man. Near beer, blue jokes, and tighten up the night's tape. That's your forte. So who's in the big chair now, eh?
Hello, Fred.
Big.
Long time.
Ain't it just?
Keeping well.
Mustn't grumble.
Family?
What's this, then? Things got a bit too lively for you, Mile End.
Nah. Retired, ain't I? All got it coming, Fred. Even you. This place will see me out.
Well, look what the dog brought in.
Do you remember my Vince? Fred Thursday, look.
Blimey, you still at it? I thought they put you out of grass after Carter. It's the word in town, anyway. Fred Thursday went milky and run off, crying to the sticks. Who's this, then?
Never you mind who it is.
Vince. Kids, Fred. All piss and vinegar, what can you do? Same ourselves once.
Here's how it is. You round up your boys and get off my patch and we'll leave it at that.
Might put the fear of God into the locals, but this is me.
First and final.
Workhouse rules, Fred. Last man standing.
So be it. You think you found somewhere decent, someplace the right hasn't got to yet, but it creeps in. They want to come that game here over my dead body.
Who's Carter?
You stay away from this place. And Vic Casper, all right? Just stick to that hit and run and boning up for your sergeants. Leave this to me. Understood?
Very soon.
Morse. Your sister, Joyce, is it? Called while you were out. It's your father. He's all right, just taken poorly. His heart, she said. Your telephone home.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, if you need a couple of days compassionate leave.
I'm sure it won't come to that.
Hope for the best. That's the ticket. Well.
Sir?
He suffers with angina. Has done for years. I'm sure they're making more of it than there is.
Well, you won't know until you talk to them, will you? If you're needed, you must go.
Sergeant Jake's back and forth to court. I don't want to leave you a man down in the middle of all this.
You let me worry about that.
Actually, sir, there is someone I suppose you could look to.
I won't forget this.
It's only an acting detective constable. It's not permanent.
Little acorns, matey.
It's
See if you can get anywhere with this car. Keep checking the garages.
Righto. Well, I hope your old man's, well, you know.
Joyce said she'd telephoned.
Hello, Gwen.
I suppose you'd better come in. Your old room's full of lumber.
I'll be all right on the couch.
I've had the bed in the spare. I won't if it said we couldn't put you up.
Hello, stranger.
Hello, Josie.
You've lost weight. They're not looking after you down there.
Oh, you know. How is he? Sis?
There was no need for you to come up. I told Joyce not to fuss.
How'd you feel?
Just a bad turn. I'm right now.
Can I get you anything?
There's a 3-year-old, Rowsby Wolf, running in a 2:15 at Catterick. You could put 5 bob on for us. I'd phone it through, only she won't let me.
Penny for them? Dad?
Work.
What work?
Mickey Carter, if you must know.
Don't dwell, Fred.
Thought you'd taken the pledge.
Fell amongst thieves.
Cool to the job, I suppose.
Probably. Cheers.
Why did you go back to Oxford?
Policeman goes where he's sent.
When I told Pop, it just said Proverbs 26:11. I thought maybe, well,
I've many faults, God knows, but I try to draw the line at masochism. Besides, traditionally, it's the killer that returns to the scene of the crime, not the whatever I was. I'll telephone.
There's no need, on my account. Long distance. Police still?
Yes.
I never liked the police.
I'd better be off.
look, you're not, a disappointment. He's proud of you in his way. It's just, you remind him of your mother.
Will you let me know how he is? If I need to come back. Or... Since when do we do that?
You look like you could do with it.
Who?
Vic Casper, sir. Retired, he says. Taken over the Moonlight Rooms. Gone legit.
Any truth in it?
Faces like Vic Casper don't retire, sir. I spoke to a colleague at the Yard. He says Casper had recently become persona non with Sid and Gerald Fletcher.
You think he's come here looking for a soft touch?
More likely he's coming to keep breathing.
What are you doing out here? It's perishing.
Making plans.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You happy?
Of course.
Really? You like the house?
Yeah.
I want you to be happy. You make me a king. You and me, Sin. All the way. Da, 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 da.
Oxford 38802.
Good afternoon. This is Detective Constable Morse, City Police. Could you give me your address, please?
The address? What do you want the address for?
I'm trying to trace someone at this number with the initials JV. Operations room. Could you give me a reverse trace on Oxford 38802?
Hello, matey. Wasn't expecting you back so soon. All,
Yeah, fine. I don't suppose you'd any luck with the garages?
I did a ring around at pretty much every garage in the book, actually. Got a list of all vehicles booked in for body repair since it happened. Quite a long list, as it turns out, but it paid dividends. There was a Bentley booked in at a dealership in Kidlington yesterday. Cracked windscreen. Owner, Mr. Julian Frobisher.
The master at Bailey?
Yeah, piece of cake, this detecting lock. I don't know what you make all that fuss about.
Dr. Frobisher. Dorothea Frazel, Oxford Mail. I wondered if, as Master of Bailey, you had any comment to make in response to a recent article on Booth Hill.
On the record, obviously, I'm very concerned by such allegations.
And off the record, Dr. Frobisher.
I think those who make irresponsible allegations in print should take very great care.
I can't, Mr. Thursday. You know that. It's more than my life.
Fair enough, Maury. Better get him back then, son, Jason.
It's not going to look very good if Casper sees us dropping him off outside the Moonlight Rooms, sir.
Well, someone might take it for a grass, you mean? Think he's been running his mouth off?
But I ain't. Look, Vic came in as a sleeping partner with Charlie about 2 years ago. That's all I know.
Charlie was happy with that.
You don't say no to Vic Casper.
Go on, then. You can get the bus back.
Oh, Millie. Hello.
I thought the porter must have it wrong.
The master insisted. How are you?
Rather at sixes and sevens, I'm afraid. Trying to organise the funeral, but I imagine I'm making the most frightful hash of it.
Oh, Lily. It really is too bad. I can't bear to see you like this.
I'm all right, really.
Nonsense. You looked after me in so many ways. All those wonderful meals you prepared. So listen, I'm going to come over and help tidy Al's things.
His things?
His papers, essays, whatever else needs taken care of. And if he was anything like me, there may well be books from the college library need returning. So, how's that sound?
Really? Oh, that would be most terribly kind.
Not at all. Any hands, eh? 2 heads better than 1.
DC Moores, City Police. I spoke to someone on the telephone here an hour ago. Would that have been you, Miss...
Valence. Judy. No, I've only been in about 20 minutes.
Any idea why Professor Coke Norris might come to have your initials and telephone number written in a matchbook, Miss Valence?
None. I see him every now and then at lectures, but that's it.
You're a student at which college?
I'm a Matilda beast. Lady Matildas.
What about the matchbook? Do you recognise that? You sure about that?
Those... yes. I'm sorry, that would be my flatmate, Georgina Bannard. She gets them from work.
Where's that?
Some club off the Broad.
The Moonlight Rooms? What does she do there?
Cigarette girl.
Is she at home? I'd like to speak with her.
When I got back from college, all her stuff was gone.
Have you roomed together long?
8 or 9 months.
Might she have a boyfriend she's gone to stay with?
Nobody steady, I don't think.
What about family?
West Country, somewhere.
You wouldn't happen to have a photograph, by any chance?
No, why would I? We're not close.
You seem very nervous, Miss Valence, if you don't mind my saying so. Is there something worrying you?
Besides coming home to find that Gina's cleared out and landed me with the rent, and you showing up 20 minutes later.
Well, if she does happen to get in touch, could you ask her to call me? She's not in any trouble. I'd just like to speak with her. Did your husband ever talk about a Judy Valence? She's an undergrad at Lady Matilda's.
No.
How about Georgina Bannard?
If you entertain any suspicion of impropriety between my husband and these young women you mentioned, I believe I can set your mind at rest. After Audrey's accident, how to put it? Alistair lost all interest in, and indeed facility for, physical intimacy completely. He used to ride to hounds, you see. When Audrey was 12, he took her out for the Albiscott hunt. Meant to be her blooding. Only there was... Alistair said that a snipe broke cover right in front of her mount and she was thrown, and... Al felt himself responsible. You see, he wasn't, of course, but...
She's in some sort of clinic, I understand, in London.
She needs constant specialist care.
Did your husband ever mention Booth Hill, Mrs. Coke Norris?
Oh, well, for the past year or so, he talked of little else.
Really? Why? What was his interest?
Booth Hill was originally owned by Alistair's family. They gifted it to Bailey College after the Great War as a way of avoiding death duties. Land rich, cash poor.
So, where did he stand on this proposed development?
He felt it went against the spirit in which the gift had been given. Not that anyone seemed to care very much. Except for Ian, of course.
Ian?
Dr. Kern.
Ah.
Everyone else was more concerned with what they were going to make out of it personally. All the senior fellows stand to gain a considerable windfall.
Including your husband?
Alistair wouldn't have taken it as a point of principle. Not that I imagine Jolyon Frobisher will feel such an offer need be made now.
The sale was formally approved, I understand, at a meeting the evening Professor Coke Norris died. That's rather more at stake than the general housekeeping you led me to believe.
I said it was college business, which it is.
Might Professor Coke Norris have carried the day if he'd spoken against?
He would not. The land has been in college ownership for nearly 50 years. It's ours to dispose of as we think best.
Why? Is the college short of funds?
Management of the land has been a constant drain on resources. The decision was as much about what the college stood to save by letting it go as about what it might gain.
Your vehicle's been booked in the garage with a broken windscreen. How did that happen?
No, I came out one morning and there it was. Vandals, I suppose. Or some drunken undergraduate prank.
Or some of your late tenant farmers expressing their displeasure at being driven off their land.
Their land? What are you, some sort of socialist? Booth Hill is our land, for the moment. How did you know about my car?
When investigating a hidden run, it's procedure to compile a list of all vehicles booked in for bodywork or windscreen repairs post facto.
Post facto, indeed.
After the fact.
I know what it means.
Well, then you'll have no objection to one of my colleagues taking a look at your vehicle.
None. Unfortunately, it's presently on loan to my brother.
Where might I find your brother?
On the continent. Somewhere. He's decided to drive down to Monty for a few weeks. Of course, as soon as he returns, I'll let you know.
I look forward to it. Coke Norris was meant to speak against the sale of this Booth Hill at a college debate, and he was killed by a hit-and-run driver on the way in. The eyes carried the day.
Something like Rim's motif, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm hoping they may shed some light on the disappearance of this Georgina Banhart.
I told you, I don't want you getting involved with that lot.
Why?
Because Y's not a Z.
Do you mean because of Carter? Well, do you have any objection to me going to the town hall? I have a meeting booked with Mark Carlyle, the senior planning officer.
Talk to who you want. You just keep away from Vic Casper. Anyway, how'd you make out at home? Your father on the mend?
Yeah, seems to be.
What's that then? Lager beer, is it?
Double Diamond. Works wonders. Yeah, the wonder is anyone buys the stuff.
Pour me one while you're there.
Pour it yourself.
You pour in one.
Yeah, I would.
Has he said anything?
He thinks you're going to land him in it. That copper was talking to Maury about a lorry load of smokes.
If he wanted to retire, he should have bought a bungalow and moved to Margate. It's disgusting the way he's carrying on.
He's earned it.
He's gone soft.
He's more of a man than you'll ever be.
Thorpe on the phone, Vin.
Don't mess it up for him. It's what he wants.
What about what I want?
What do you want, Vince?
Bailey stand to make quite a lot of money, I'd imagine.
The recompense is proportionate, but our overriding impulse is one of social conscience. Have you seen some of the housing at the Oxpens?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Then you know. The places are midden. People need somewhere decent to live. Hot water, indoor plumbing. This new development will be light, clean, airy.
You've seen the papers, presumably? The Mail? The story about the tenant farmers being driven off the land?
I sincerely hope you're not suggesting the council would have anything to do with such a thing.
Well, someone was very keen to have them off the land.
If they're to be believed. Money in the air. They could just be laying the groundwork to bring a suit at some point down the road.
For what?
Compensation. Loss of earnings. Who knows? Simple, everyday country folk. I wouldn't trust half of them as far as I could spit.
Kids haven't seen her.
Think I'm stupid. Who sent it? Is that why you were on about Mickey Carter the other night? I thought we left all this behind.
Evening, officer. What can I get you?
I'm looking for a Georgina Bannard. I believe she works here as a cigarette girl.
Don't ring a bell. They come and go. Stick around, enjoy the show. Anything he wants, on the house. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together and give a Moonlight Rooms welcome to Miss Lila Pilgrim.
What's your game? Can't see the girls getting changed.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to ask if any of you know a girl called Georgina Bannard.
That's Summit. Artists only, can't you read? No customers back here. Want me to tell you twice?
It's all right, Vince. Got it. Do you want to come through?
I'm sorry, miss.
You're okay.
Drink?
No, thank you, Miss...
Riley. Cynthia. Call me Sin.
So, where do you fit into this setup, Miss Riley?
Hostess.
I see.
I doubt it. Laurie said you were looking for someone.
That's right. Georgina Bannard. She works here as a cigarette girl.
Says who?
Well, does she or doesn't she?
Not here, Ducky. Look, you seem like a nice bloke, but having coppers about makes the clientele jumpy, so whatever you're about, please just drop it. Walk away.
Or what?
Rose to his face, and with the makeup he paints, a smile so wide that he could sit there and hide from the lights and the stages. They hide his name, 'cause he is the entertainer. But there's nobody laughing when he gets home. Yeah, life can be pretty lonely when entertainer, just an exotic looking creature in a glass container. You can watch him scratch his leg, watch him as he sleeps. Yeah, you can watch him till he's dead.
Yours, I believe.
What's your game?
Vince.
You send this to my home? My home?
Not me, Fred. You got it all wrong.
You want to watch it? Coming in here throwing your weight about, you'll go the same way as your boy Carter.
What did you say?
So, you heard.
I don't think I did. Why don't you come out from behind your mates and tell me again?
Dad!
Get out now, or see her back. Now, where were we?
Sit down, boy.
You're gonna let him come in like that?
Sit down.
You come near my family again, you'll be needing a wreath, not me.
Who's there?
You won't say anything about Peter. Please, it's not easy meeting blokes with Dad. No one's... Oh, God. Wait a minute. Oh. Well, you can't dance, I know that much. Nobody's ever good enough.
I'm sure he's just got your best interests at heart.
That's very square. I thought it'd be all right with a copper.
Well, there are coppers and there are coppers.
And what sort are you?
I'm the sort that see young ladies safely home. Go on. I'll wait till you get inside.
Don't say anything, will you? Thanks.
Good night.
Night.
Where is she? They didn't...
Yeah, just put the frighteners on.
Everyone's a critic.
Any idea what was behind it?
Oh, they were quite specific. I'm to lay off any further stories about Booth Hill if I know what's good for me, which alas was a lesson I never took to. I put the Master of Bailey rather on the spot yesterday. He marked my dance card in no uncertain terms.
Frobisher threatened you.
Bit heavy-handed for academics, I'd have thought.
I don't expect they did their own dirty work. All I've managed to glean, there seems to be some vague London connection.
London?
I've picked up the name Fletcher once or twice. Sid, maybe, if that means anything.
It might. Get a decent look at whoever it was.
It was dark, but there were two of them. I've given a description to Constable Strange. Unless there was anything else, I've got a leader to write.
You deny you threatened her?
Young man, that's a grossly impertinent question.
Condescend to me, Master, and I'll frog march you across that quad, down the high end into Cowley Police Station, in handcuffs, do you understand? Did you threaten her?
I refute the allegation utterly, as I do her previous farrago of printed untruths and half-baked innuendo.
Well, refute all you please. If I find out you had anything to do with what happened last night, I'll bring the roof down on your head.
complaint has been made by the master of Badley College about Morse. More or less accused him of being behind this incident at the Mail last night.
The paper's been investigating links between Booth Hill and certain figures in the London underworld, sir. The Fletcher brothers.
But not this Casper character you're so keen on.
Vic Casper and the Fletchers are known associates, sir.
Former known associates, as I understand it. The Chief Constable doesn't want the master troubled again. The development of Booth Hill is an integral part of the council's housing scheme. Frobisher complains to the mayor complains to the Chief Constable.
Well, we wouldn't want murder standing in the way of profit.
Murder? There's nothing to suggest that what happened to Professor Cope Norris was anything more than a tragic accident. Look, I don't want this animus between Casper and yourself turning into some kind of private vendetta. This is Oxford, not the Wild West.
I know my duty, sir.
Say you remember it. I'm thinking of you, Thursday. I've seen too many a good officer lose his way over some personal feud. Believe me, such things never end well.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but we've got a report come in of a young woman's body being found. Looks like foul play.
Who found the body?
Caught in couple, sir. Quite a popular locale for it.
Even in this weather?
When the blood's up, matey. Big with the local Toms too, sir, for all it's worth.
Anything to say who she was?
This is all she had in her pocket, I'm afraid. Back of the head, point blank. Couple of days ago, by the look of things.
Couple of days? You sure?
Sure.
If it is this Banard girl, her flatmate said she saw her only yesterday.
Put it this way, Morse. Either I'm a Home Office pathologist of some years standing who's suddenly taken leave of his senses, or she's a liar. Frankly, I know where I'd put my sixpence.
It's the only photograph I have of us, of Georgina. I didn't find it until after Constable Morse had left. It had fallen down the back of the fridge. It's not her, is it?
I'm very sorry, Miss Valance.
Oh, my God.
So when did you last see her? She was still working in the Moonlight Rooms, wasn't she?
You're like a bad penny, Fred. So you brought your friends? Safety in numbers, eh? Get a brew on, Sin. Or do you want a man's drink?
You know this girl?
Should I?
She worked at the Moonlight Rooms.
I don't get involved in the staff. That's Sin's side. Look at her.
You involved in this business with Cope Norris, Vic?
Cope Norris? What's that?
What's this all about?
The girl I was asking you about the other night. Georgina Banard. How long had she worked at the club?
I don't know. She was there when I arrived. I never had any trouble with her. She was a good little worker.
Well, she's a dead little worker now. They found her body this morning. Somebody had put a bullet in the back of her skull.
That's too bad. What did you say her name was?
Georgina Banard.
No. She called herself something else. Judy. That was it. Yeah. Judy Valance. If it's any use.
She used different names depending how the mood took her.
The mood?
She got caught up with people when she was younger. People who took advantage. Men, you know. Ended up with a record.
She was a known prostitute.
Was she involved with Professor Cope Norris in that capacity?
A while ago, she was sent to meet this man in a mews in Bayswater.
Sent by whom?
Someone from where she worked. She had to collect a key from a cubbyhole at Badley.
Whose cubbyhole?
The master's.
Frobisher's?
How did you know that?
Because I was with her when she picked it up.
How was that? You were particular friends, would it be? You wouldn't be the first to have their head turned by a working girl.
So I went with her to London. I kept out of the way, and the man arrived. It turned out that he was to do with the town hall. He'd had a lot to drink, and he started talking, well, bragging about some deal that the council had going.
Booth Hill?
He said that he stood to make a packet, only there was a don at the college trying to stop it going through.
Professor Cope Norris.
Well, see, that was the weird thing.
That's what I couldn't understand. You see, it was Coke Norris's flat that we were in.
How could you know that?
There were photos there of him and his wife and their daughter. But from the way that this man was talking, it sounded as if he had it in for the professor. I mean, really had it in.
You tried to warn Coke Norris, so you wrote your number down on a matchbook and slipped it to him, asked him to call you. Did he?
He dropped by our flat on the way home from college the day that he got knocked down. I told him what I'd heard.
This man from the town hall, he have a name?
Carlisle.
Sexual favours? That's a scandalous allegation. In return for what?
Making sure the purchase of Booth Hill from Badley goes through without a hitch, and seeing the construction contract is awarded to the right bidder.
Well, who is she? This girl I'm supposed to have been carrying on with.
You'd have known her as Judy Valens. Her real name was Georgina Bannard. You met her in a flat in Bayswater a couple of months ago. We found her body this morning. She'd been shot in the back of the head.
People you got yourself involved with are very dangerous individuals, Mr. Carlisle. I'd urge you to cooperate with our inquiries. We can protect you.
I don't need protecting. I've done nothing wrong. Unless you're here to charge me with something, I have nothing else to say.
I'd have a good think about that if I were you. A short spell inside's better than eternity in a wooden box. You know where to reach us if you change your mind. This flat of yours in London, Mrs. Coke Norris, unless you've any objection, I'd like to send Constable Morse to take a look.
Oh, no, of course not. But Alistair hasn't been there in weeks.
No? When was he last there?
We went to the proms in September.
Really? What was the programme?
The Hafner and Marlafor. Is it important?
Oh, only insofar as I wanted to go, but without success.
Oh, well, you missed out. It was quite wonderful. We stayed up for the weekend, saw Audrey, caught the first train back early on Monday morning.
How often do you visit your daughter?
Every week, if I can.
Would that be on the same day each week or different days?
The same day.
So someone watching your movements will be able to make a pretty good guess as to when your husband might be alone.
I suppose they could, yes.
Mrs. Carter? Mrs. Wilkins, I see. But I am right in thinking that you were Mrs. Carter.
He looked out for us after Mickey was killed.
Inspector Thursday did.
He sent me money at the end of each month. Right up until when I got married again. Taking Mickey under his wing, see? From a young constable. Only that night, Mickey went to see this informant by himself. Turned out it'd been set up. It'd have only been a beating, everyone said. But whoever it was went too far. Mr. Thursday blamed himself. Told him there was no need, but he wouldn't have it. And when nobody got charged and They started saying what they did about Mickey. Things got bad. Fred had a young family himself. He had to look out for them, make sure they were kept safe.
You enjoying that sandwich?
It's all right.
Do you come here often? Joan, innit?
Who wants to know? You're from down the Moonlight.
Yeah, that's right. Mince. You give a little message to your old man for me. You tell him he's got
If you've got something to say to my dad, you can tell him yourself. And find the guts.
Ah, matey. That envelope you had in London Forensics confirms it was Kirk Norris's handwriting. Sent last post the night he died.
Right. Thanks. Looks like Miss Valens is on the level, sir. Georgina Bannard had a string of soliciting convictions to her name. I say her name. Truth is, she gave a different alias every time she got nicked. Marion Childs, June Buckridge, Betty Brinker.
Right. Well, we better let Mr. Bright know where we are.
You didn't tell him? The old man? About the other night with Joni at the Moonlight?
Oh.
I would have, if it was you. No, you wouldn't. Look, you got your sergeants coming up tomorrow. What if I could get you to look at the exam paper? If you don't pass, you'll be stuck on general inquiries for another year. That what you want? I'm trying to do you a favour. No. You're trying to buy me off. If you want to do me a favour, don't mess her about. All right?
Yeah, that's my scroll. I picked him up from Wolsey Gardens. Old boy, 50s. Dawn I took him for.
How come?
On account of the briefcase. I remember him because he gave me a 10-bob tip.
Well, what time is this?
Well, around 7:30.
Where'd you take him?
Station. Wait and return. I took it he must be meeting someone, only wasn't in there 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. One moment. We are, sir.
Thank you.
I thought we had Professor Kirk Norris's briefcase.
So did whoever killed him, sir. But there were two. The one found in the next street to where he was run over, and this.
Where'd you come at?
In the left luggage office at the station, sir. That's what the raffle ticket was for. He got a taxi there on the way to Badley College.
He goes into the station with the first briefcase, leaves this one inside, then comes out carrying the same one he went in with. No one watching him's any the wiser.
So what's in it? Well, I haven't had a chance to examine it in detail, sir, but it appears to be a list of financial transactions. Specifically, every bribe and backhander that Coke Norris was able to uncover between Badley College and the council.
The council? I thought I'd made Division's views on this quite clear.
Well, I haven't had a chance to put Morse in the picture as yet.
Well, then let me save you the trouble. How the council and the college conduct their business is a matter for them.
Even if it involves corrupt practices.
You've said yourself, you don't have time to examine this dossier in detail. And what at first glance may appear suspect might turn out on further examination to be quite innocent.
Well, I'm sure the master at Badley will be able to clear up any misunderstanding.
The master at Badley is not to be troubled further, and that is my final word on the subject.
Coke Norris may have been onto something between the council and the college, but there's nothing in here which ties the deal up with Casper.
He's involved. Don't you worry about that. He's in it up to his neck.
Hast seen the white whale?
Why did Jones say what she was doing at the Moonlight the other night?
Works night out. Girls from the bank.
How come you were there?
I was working on the case. Looking for Georgina Bannard.
After I told you to steer clear.
I don't need protecting, sir.
Don't you?
No. I won't end up like Mickey Carter.
What would you know about it?
I saw his widow.
You did what?
Yeah, when I was in London.
Going behind my back.
No, sir. Doing my job.
Your job's what I say it is. You've no business.
If it has a bearing on the case, then it is my business. And you weren't going to tell me. Was it Vic Casper?
Couldn't prove it. Investigation started turning up. Mickey had been on the take. He hadn't, of course. It was a fit-up, but the brass didn't want to know it. Brushed it under the carpet.
You wouldn't let that go?
Oh, I let it go, all right. To my shame. I walked away and let them bury Mickey Carter's good name along with his body. They come at you through what you care about.
That's why you moved to Oxford.
More or less. But this is where it stops.
You were right. It wasn't the army where I learned to shoot. When I was 12, at the first Christmas, after my mother, my father bought me a pistol. He used to take me out on the common, after rabbits. Make a man. How are you settling in?
Rather unpleasant feeling of dead man's shoes. Just boxing up the last of our stuff.
Do you have a minute?
Actually, I'm a bit pushed for time. I said I'll take Millie to the undertaker's.
Have you any idea how the master may have come by the key to Professor Coke Norris's flat in London? Dr. Kern?
It's just college gossip. Some time ago, Alistair loaned Frobisher the key to their London flat. He had some symposium to attend, but the master took advantage somewhat.
He had a second key cut.
And made it available to those fellows who needed a place to stay in London.
Married fellows? Well, I suppose intimate knowledge of his colleagues' affairs wouldn't do the master any harm when it came to a vote on Booth Hill.
Blackmail, you mean?
It's a way of persuading any waverers sympathetic to Coke Norris's cause, wouldn't you think?
Come on, Maury. You're not going to throw something at me again, are you?
Flag of truce. I'm offering a ceasefire.
What ceasefire?
48 hours head start. Chance to wind things up and be on your way before we come after you.
Come after me for what? I told you, I'm retired.
We got Coke Norris's briefcase, Vic. It's all there in black and white. Every bent deal you put together to land the building contract for Booth Hill.
You been on a funny, Fags?
I don't want anyone else getting hurt. So that's the offer. Take it or leave it.
Can I open the box? Serious, Fred, I don't know what you're talking about. But I'll tell you this, I'm going nowhere.
Your Joan not spoke to you yet?
What about my Joan?
Guess not. She was down here the other night with that copper.
What copper?
That boy of yours. Made nice couple, I thought.
You what? You talking about Morse?
Must weigh on a father, that kind of responsibility. I mean, she's a good-looking girl. Be a tragedy. You can't be there to watch him all the time, can you? And those papers you got on Booth Hill, I want them today. That's how things are going to go from here on, Fred. Better get used to it.
I want a word with you. In private.
Sorry, sir. Morse's sister.
Josie? Calm down. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Got your ticket?
Yeah. So sorry about this. Probably just another false alarm.
Family. Man only gets one father. We'll manage.
What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
It'll keep. I know you went out with Joan the other night. Be good to her.
Right.
You're back. The way you went out of here this morning, I didn't even get a chance to do your sandwiches. You got time now?
No, I just popped back to get my pipe. Left it in the shed.
I'll do you a quick round. Fred?
I can't believe how many of these Alice has had out of the library.
Oh, not the Agamemnon, though. That was a present from Andrew Maidenhead, the junior man before you. My young admirer, if you can believe such a thing.
Why wouldn't I?
He was a sweet boy, but in the end, I had to have Alice to talk to the master. But, heavens, let me help.
No, I'm fine.
You've got to give them what they want.
Start down that road, there's no end to it.
This is Joan they're threatening.
I won't let anything happen. You got my word. All right?
Something from Company's House for Morse. Found its way onto my desk. Marked urgent.
I'm afraid his father's taken a turn for the worse, sir.
I see. Where the hell is everyone?
Packing, you're laughing. It's easy money.
Yeah.
Where's Vic?
Just me.
It's the engineer I'm here for, not the oily rag.
You ain't got what I told you to get you here for nothing. Where's the papers?
In safekeeping. Fetch him now.
You think you're walking out of here?
I know you're not. Nor was your old man. After that, I don't much care.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Fred? Told you to clear out, Vic. Now it's this.
Wait a minute.
What for? How about Coke Norris? No? All right. Try the young girl we found with a bullet in her skull.
I'm retired, I told you.
Carter, then. We can agree on Carter.
All's fair, Fred. Water under.
Threatening my Joan. Water under.
That's none of mine.
Bad luck for you, then.
Sir. Don't. He's telling the truth.
Stay out of this, Morse.
Thank God. Someone with some sense. What's this? Papers?
After a fashion. These are the Articles of Association for Landesman Construction.
Hold on.
Oh. 4 shareholders, equal partners. Sid and Gerald Fletcher, your son Vince, and Cynthia Riley.
What? I don't know nothing about this, Vic. Vince, tell him.
She don't, Dad. Sin's been loyal. I put it in her name as a surprise for you.
Oh, you would have been surprised. Your son's put together a firm with the Fletchers to build houses on Booth Hill.
No law against it?
No. But there is a law against bribing public officials. Checks to the sum of £6,000 drawn against the account of Landesman Construction have been cashed over the past 12 months by Mark Carlyle, senior planning officer in the housing department.
It's between me and a boy, Fred. You let me straighten him out.
Can't do it, Vic.
Police!
Drop the guns!
Everybody move! Guns down!
All in order, Thursday?
Yes, sir. All in order. Morse?
Vince Casper, I'm arresting you for conspiring to bribe a public official. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be written down and can be given in evidence against you. Strange. We'll also need you to come down to the station for questioning Miss Riley.
Go back to London, Mr. Casper. Oxford's not for you.
Workhouse rules.
I put you on a train.
I got off.
So if it wasn't Vince or Vic who did for Cope Norris and the girl, we're back to where we started.
Yes, exactly where we started.
Mrs. Cope Norris?
Oh, Inspector. Constable Morse.
Front door was already open.
Oh, come in. Do.
One or two questions we need to put you about your husband's death.
Oh, of course. Please.
The morning of the day he was killed, you took a train to London, the 10:40.
That's right.
And the day you came back, what train did you catch?
The 9:50.
So you'd have left your flat at what time? About 9:30?
Around that, yes.
After the first post.
Oh, yes.
When I visited your London flat, I found a letter addressed to your husband on the mat. It would have arrived that morning. I'm curious, why didn't you bring it back to Oxford with you for him?
Isn't the truth of it that you caught the train up to London but returned to Oxford later that same day and the car kept at your Mews flat?
Oh, of course not. That's ridiculous. How could I? I don't even drive.
No, you don't have a license, but you did drive an ambulance in the war.
You think I ran Alistair over?
No. You knew your husband was going to Badley College that evening, so you followed him. You lured him into the car under some pretext or other. You drove him out of town to some private place, where you stole the car or otherwise engineered a mechanical fault.
Ridiculously late.
You got him back into the car, then found a quiet street in Oxford, where you dumped his body to be taken for the victim of a hit and run. The squeal of brakes was a nice touch, but you almost ruined it. You dumped his body, but in your haste you'd overlooked his briefcase and driven back with it to London. So you took an early train back to Oxford and left it in the street. That's why you missed the first post. You'd left before it arrived.
Why would I hurt Alistair?
Because you become infatuated with Ian Kern to the point of obsession.
In your head, you'd created the fantasy of a future together. When the land sale arose, you saw a way of financing that delusion. As a junior fellow, Dr. Kern stood to gain nothing from the deal, but what if he were to become a senior?
Professor Cope Norris confided every detail of his campaign to you, didn't he?
We were of one mind.
Even so, you must have been alarmed when he told you of a pupil who had vital information whereby the land sale might be derailed. You followed Judy Valens, found out where she lived, but you made the same error that we did and mistook her flatmate, Georgina Bannard, for Miss Valens. You shot her in the head. You shot her, then returned to her flat for her clothes to create the impression that she'd gone away.
Oh, where's your evidence for any of this charade?
You told me that the last time your husband was in London was for a prom, the Hafner and the Mahler 4. That concert took place on Friday the 3rd of September. The same weekend your car was in for its annual service. The car was returned from a garage in Mayfair on the Monday morning where, according to you, it has been parked outside of your Mews ever since.
That's right.
Right. So, how do you explain the difference in mileage between the total written down in the logbook after its service and its current total? A distance of 120-odd miles, roughly that of a round trip from London to Oxford.
If you transported your husband in the car, there will be evidence. Spot of blood on the carpet, in the crack between the seat and the backrest.
Mrs. Cope Norris, you've killed two people, all for some delusional fantasy of a romance with someone who finds your attentions oppressive.
Ian loved me. He did. I know he did. He just needed time.
Perhaps you'd like to get your coat.
Actually, I think I should like to sit down for a minute.
Sir? Where's Dr. Kern?
Mrs. Cope Norris?
In the study. After all I'd done. After all I'd done.
Call an ambulance.
This is DC Morse, Oxford Police. I need an ambulance.
Morse?
Right, watch yourself on these steps, all right?
Oh.
Come on. Careful.
I've made as best a running repair as I can, but you really need to go to casualty.
I don't have time.
The doctor said we should talk to you.
Anything you need?
I'll be back in a few days.
Pity you didn't come and see me a bit sooner. The leg will mend, but in middle age you may well find yourself saddled with a limp. Nothing serious, just if you're overtired or the weather turns.
and Endeavour Series 1 plus Endeavour the Pilot are both available on DVD from tomorrow. Next, to take a trip across America through some hallowed blues territory in Perspectives with Hugh Laurie, Copper Bottom Blues next.